Welcome back to another breakdown. Today we are talking some boxing. Oh my goodness, we had this Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk fight going on today. Hope you guys are ready for this. Every now and then, like I said, we do this boxing stuff. You know what I'm saying? One of our favorite sports. So anywho, going into this, let's get a quick recap. Not recap, but quick comparison. So go into this. We already know we have, or if you don't know, here we go. Fury has one belt, and Usyk has the rest for the heavyweight division. So this is gonna be the first unified championship champion crown since 2003, 5, something like that. Since Lennox Lewis was the last one who'd been unified. So this is kind of a big match. It's kind of a big thing for the heavyweight division. Because the last one was crowned was our boy Terrence Crawford in the Errol Spence match. That was the last unification belt situation happened. First time in that division. And welterweight, was it? Super welter? Welter. It's welterweight. No, it's not. It is. I forget. 147. So anyway, all that being said, right now we got this a little quick stat comparison. First, we get the age. Since the good thing about the heavyweight division, if you guys aren't aware of this, is that this is the only place where age doesn't really matter too much per se, unless it's a big disparity in the skills, not the skill, but in the age. Heavyweights typically can be, let's say, like 43, 44, 45, and still be able to be active or productive. Like you guys see the B-Hop run a little while ago, a couple years ago. Yeah, that was interesting. The oldest man to get a championship title and all the good jazz. Oh boy, it was at the Klitschko's. When he stopped, did he stop at 39, 40, 41? I forget. I don't know. All that's irrelevant right now. Age difference right now. Oleksandr, by the way, he's coming up from cruiserweight. He is the one with all the belts. He's 37 years old. Fury is 35. 2-year age difference, which may or may not make a difference too much, depending on how they both recover and how they treat self bodies in regards to conditioning, all that good stuff. Since if you guys were paying attention to the whole Fury Nagano fight, Nagano, and that was actually a big indicator for a lack of conditioning. And that was the biggest reason for why the potential upset almost happened. Well, at least that's what they were saying it was, Because, you saw what happened to Nagano after he fought Joshua, what I'm saying? That's a little different story, that's pretty. But all that being said, though, right now we have, just FYI, just because, Usyk only has 21 fights, 14 KOs, and Fury has 34 or 24 KOs, Just a little much more time in, do more fights, but this is a southpaw reverse orthodox, which is left-hander versus right-hander, which, was that in the Canelo fight? No, they're both orthodox. Yeah. Who was that? The fight just happened, there was, Lomachenko and Kambosos. That was a left-hander versus right-hander. So the same situation applies. Whoever has control of the outside foot is able to do more power shots, more damage. And this hand, because they're southpaw orthodox, they'd be a lot less likely to be relying on the jab for heaviness, because the jab is the weaker of the jab with a straight combo. So there'd be a lot more shots going straight down the line, which I would expect Usyk be throwing a lot more straights, because that's actually known for doing, and actually being successful hitting those, which I could be a very good shot for him. Usyk has the speed. They're both boxers. One is more technical in regards to skill set. The other one is more technical in regards to plotting and planning schematics for the long haul. Usyk, Fury, which I will get to that in a little breakdown here in a little second, all right? We have a huge height difference here. 6'3", the size of our good friend Steph Curry, the size of your boy Make-A-Wish here. That's Usyk against Mr. 6'9", Is that LeBron's height? Or is that Jordan height? One of them was 6'9". So yeah, 6'9". So it's a 6-inch height difference. So there's a lot of reaching up for Usyk and reaching down for Fury. And then the reach difference, 78 inches for Usyk compared to 85. So that's a 7-inch gap difference. That's this much difference in regards to how far out one person can reach the other. So basically, there's going to be a lot of moving in and moving out of Usyk. So good thing about Usyk, he has a lot better movement than Fury does going into the fight. That's going to be one of the biggest things it's going to determine how things play out, especially in the early rounds. But the early rounds are also bad for Usyk because he's known for being a slow starter in regards to a situation like that, So be careful of that. Because if Fury was to really get a good win in, it would be early on. When everyone, while Usyk's still being slow-footed and plotting and playing it. Whereas Fury, he's also not necessarily known for not having good conditioning later on, but he's not struggled, but he has been the best in the last championship rounds. That's what he did most of his surviving at. So this is gonna be interesting here. 221 pounds. Actually, they're not weighing him. Right now, we're expecting like a 40-50 pound difference. No, I think that Fury came in at 253 or 254, his lowest he's been in quite some time, because of his tacticalness for fighting against against Wilder. So that was actually quite interesting. Which, like I said, we'll talk about in a second, right? Actually, by a second, I mean real close second. So one of the biggest thing right now is length of time since last time they were active. Usyk last fought against Daniel Dubois, 10 months ago in October. All right. And then, was October? In August. And Fury last fought against Nagano, and that was October, November, give or take. So he's the most recent in regards to activity, but take that with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? The only reason why Usyk hasn't been fighting recently is because he was waiting for the Fury fight to happen. And then after the Nagano fight, Fury would have that extra conditioning because he's still running more active at the time against a less than qualified boxer, so it's less worry for him to worry about things going on. So until that knockdown happened, almost lost the fight, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? But with that being the case, though, he had his ability to get more training in and more conditioning in. And then he started conditioning for the fight. So actually, there was 2 push-offs because they're actually supposed to start fight. They're supposed to fight in, was it December? February. December. They're supposed to fight in December, if I'm correct. And then got pushed back to February because Fury he wanted a little more time to get in shape. And then they got pushed back to now because he's taking a little more time to get in shape. And now he came in as best shape he's been in a while. You know what I'm saying? So these kind of things are this is the kind of things I talk about when it comes to being tactical and doing some schematics to make things happen. This is what Fury is known for doing over the course of his illustrious career as a boxer. All right. Also, he does a lot of things off on the side. But like I said, the biggest thing is, how is this fight going to play out? This is actually interesting. I don't really care too much about heavyweight fights because heavyweights are a different style of fight. It's not my particular one. That's probably why I don't really watch too much UFC stuff. There's a lot more knockouts, a lot of things a lot slower, a lot more pacing, blah, blah, blah. But that's where Usyk comes out a little different because he's actually a cruiserweight coming up. And he's known for being a lot more active, a lot more mobile. Heavyweight. The heavyweight fighter simply beat. Fury is known for being mobile for a big man, a really big man. But there's definitely huge limitations in regards to that, okay? So how the fight is going to play out here, we're going to be expecting there's going to be a lot of in and out, lateral movement from Usyk as he finds more angles and does more combination punches because that's actually what he's known for doing. while he's finding his range and trying to dip in and dip out of the range. Because again, he's a smaller guy. Being a smaller guy would have reached this advantage. He has to do more work to get on the inside. So if Fury's able to keep Usyk out by way of a lot of roll-time jabs, so he's coming in, then it's gonna make the night a lot harder for Usyk to do what he wants to do. Usyk is a pretty good counterpuncher though, so he will start timing Fury for his jabs and straights and getting his way in. So I'm not worried about it whatsoever. One of the biggest things that's going to be a problem for Usyk is if Fury does what he normally does. Two things that he's going to do to actually try and slow him down, which is going to be weight advantage. He is heavily known, heavily from Fury, for leaning on his opponents, putting his weight down on his opponents and tiring them out. Because, you know, if you guys know anything about the UFC and that kind of stuff, like, just people think that guys just roll around the ground and it's all easy peasy, nothing like that. That is some of the most devastating to physical body and mind, is having someone on top of you trying to roll them off and this kind of stuff. It's actually very draining. So standing up, having this big, let's say 265-pound guy resting his elbows and his shoulders and his whole massive body on top of you, is going to weigh you down. And since they're doing a 12-round fight, that's going to play a huge part if that is able to be successfully done quite often. So Usyk's got to move his feet a lot to get in, get out, and move around, and throw combinations and keep off his game. Because Usyk is not really known for being a knockout artist, even though his last fight actually ended by knockout. And that was because of, what's the word? I can't think of the word right now. But basically because the punches were collectively adding up, that he was throwing his combinations, hitting his shots over the course of the rounds. And that's where things are. Actually, both these guys are actually, that word I can't find, adding up punches, cumulative punches adding up to being a knockout at some point in time. They both do this. Okay, but Fury's a little more, not sublime, but it's a little more just indirect in that approach. He does actually have power. He actually knocked out 4 of the last 5 guys he fought. Let me actually get the exact number there. 4 of the last 5 guys. Last time was decision. That was against Nagano. TKO, KO, TKO. Yeah. 4 of the last 5 guys. And 2 of which were Deontay Wilder, Dylan White, and Derek Chisora. Those 2 guys are guys that I honestly even heard about. Which I'm not, no disrespect to them, but I even heard about these guys. I also watch heavyweight fights. So they're kind of irrelevant to me. I think they're probably B grade guys against an A+ guy. You know what I'm saying? That's easy work, typically, right? But yeah, so that's there. Whereas, like I said, Oleksandr, he has the 1 knockout. You know what I'm saying? The recent one, but most of his fights are known for going to decision. So you just win by the split decision, win by unanimous decision, RTD. Win by RTD. Round to no difficulty? I don't know. Either way, all that being said, all the jabs being done. Like I said, this stuff is actually pretty good going into this. Usyk can only win this fight by constantly applying the pressure, not getting hit by the big shots, do not get cornered or lay against the ropes against this guy. Because like I said, the leaning on you is going to wear you out, and making sure that he stay immobile and not necessarily on the range, but pop in and pop out of range. Hopefully his conditioning is actually up this time. He being an older guy, might not be easy to recover, but he has to upkeep the high pace. And the high pace still actually wears other heavyweights out, because that's not something they're used to doing. They're not used to fighting that fast. And he has to make sure, like I said, I don't see a knockout coming from Usyk. Because, I mean, Fury took 3, 4, 5 big punches from Wilder and got up every single time. So I don't see that being the case. I don't see a stoppage coming from this case. It's going to probably be a decision. This is where I'm a little on the fence about, okay? For Usyk to win. Actually, well, either way, I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be a decision for either guy. Unless Fury gets one big shot in the 10th round. That actually is really, really stop Usyk. Because Usyk actually is very vulnerable to the body, from what I've been seeing. I didn't watch a whole bunch, so let me, don't coin me on that one. But there was like the little bit of information I got, Usyk's body is a little more susceptible. And Fury is not afraid to hit the body, like he hates life. So I said Fury's the bigger puncher, Usyk is the faster guy. If the big puncher gets the faster guy with a good shot at the right time, it's like Amir Khan and Canelo Alvarez. Who boy, that was a hell of a game for me. I bet Amir Khan to win that only because I knew he was the better boxer in regards to technique at the time. But he gonna get hit one time, boop. That's one thing about Usyk though. He has the ability to take shots. As a heavyweight fighter now, he can take some shots. How many shots he take before he goes down? Because these things add up quickly. I said the biggest thing here is Usyk has to stay on his game, stay on his feet, stay mobile, and make Fury fight at angles to prevent him getting hit much. Fury has to catch his little ass and lean up on him and hit the body a bunch to slow him down to set up a bigger shot later on in the fight. I expect this one to go split decision. So if you guys are, that's split decision. Going to this decision. And I do expect one of the judge courts is going to be stupid. Stupid. I expect this fight to be close. Like relatively close, like a 115, 114 or 116, 113 type situation. I expect that to be that. The guys who actually are doing split the correct way. I expect it to be like that. I expect one guy to be fucking like 118, 110. Like why the fuck you ain't judging, dog? You know what I'm saying? I expect it to be the case. Because I expect them to want Fury to win. Because Fury versus Joshua is the next big fight that they can make. However, because Usyk already fought him. He fought him twice. And body that fool. That's actually one thing I want to say about the decision. Like he outboxed Joshua drastically. Okay? So Usyk is definitely the better boxer in my opinion. And Fury is just a better tactician. So he has some schematic idea to have how he made the shit work. I do see that being the case. I'm just looking at the names right now. Sorry. No offense to you guys right now. I'm just looking at the names and while I'm thinking about this shit. I do believe that punch output is going to difficult to Usyk. Okay, so that if you guys are thinking about betting that, the numbers might be a little high. So my priority be like a negative 280 or 250, something like that. If it's too high, I won't recommend it unless you have that bankroll to justify doing a cool one for $1, you know what I'm saying? A cool 280 for $1. Or punches landed too, I do probably see him being Usyk. Unless things slow down drastically because he got hit too many big shots early on. Fury just take it over now towards the end. But if that happens, though, Fury probably doesn't win by knockout then. So that won't be an issue. But I mean, for the bet though. So I expect Usyk to land more shots and throw more shots. Because I'm actually leaning towards Usyk victory. Because the better boxer almost always tends to win. But the tactician here might upset that because of that. But right now, this is like a 50-50. It's like a 115 to 105. Sorry, negative 115 to negative 105 type situation. So this is going to be not negative 105, plus 105. It's going to be a kind of a coin flip, but it's not. Usyk is champion. He has more belts. Fury has one. Fury's the bigger draw, though. And he has a bigger puncher. He has a bigger puncher with the bigger range and the bigger height. Potential bigger strategy. Usyk can make his guy move and work. That's how Usyk has to win this. Move the feet, throw combinations, wear him out. Don't get hit by the body. You know what I'm saying? Don't get hugged up on too much. Stay off the ropes. Like I said, I'm expecting it's going to be split decision victory for Usyk. Split decision? Split decision. And a majority for Fury. No, which one is it? Yeah, sorry. A split decision for Fury if he wins. If he wins, split decision. And majority if Usyk wins. Because the majority means it's going to be a split. There's going to be a split there. Like I said, one guy's going to be right even, like 114, 114. And then that's when, 114, 114, and then a majority from there winning. Whereas the other guy, the split is going to be 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, if I'm correct. I was talking about, I forget the difference between majority and split. But that's what I feel it's going to be. It's going to be the case. There's not going to be unanimous unless it's really one-sided. And still, I see it being Fury's side. Even if Usyk actually wins every single round, I don't see Usyk getting a unanimous decision. Like I said, I scumbag. I feel one judge is going to scumbag that shit. But yeah, though, so like I said, going into this one, my foot, my toes, three of my toes for my left foot is on the side of Usyk winning this one. I'm in that pool. The other foots are out on the side because I'm not really confident with this, because I believe Fury does have the tactical abilities to actually win this fight just by being Fury. That's what Fury does. You know what I'm saying? They're both undefeated, so that's one thing going into this, for a reason. But Usyk has the ability to do that. But if Fury does win, it's probably gonna be a knockout later in the fight. I do see that happening. But Fury can also win a decision. Like I said, it's going to be a majority decision. Sorry, a split decision. It's going to be a split decision if Fury wins, or it's going to be a knockout in the late 9 to 12 rounds. Maybe even 8 to 12. It's going to be a knockout then. Usyk, if he wins, it's going to be majority decision or complete unanimous, because he just completely dominated the fight. Because you can't question, you know what I'm saying? And that's the only way. I don't see him knocking out Fury. Don't see it happen whatsoever. So, like I said, the over-unders. Yeah. 10.5 rounds. That's like the near lock in this one. Unless Fury knocks him out by accident, that's the lock. Okay? That's the one that we're cuffing that bad boy up when we're running that to the bridge. So wherever's in your bankroll to cover that one, throw that on that bad boy quick. That's going to be the winner. All right? So, like I said, over 10.5 rounds, that's going to be your winner there. Then we have the more punches thrown, more punches landed for Usyk, both of those. And then from there, that's how I'm going to bet. That's how I'm going to give you for you guys, because I can't think of anything else that will bet on this fight here, aside from the victor. And no one plus money, so. Usyk plus money, but it's plus 105, so you get a little 1-to-1, almost 1-to-1 money there if you want that. So, with that being said, that breakdown was kind of successful in my opinion. I think guys got enough information to make a good decision tonight. And if you watch that fight, hope you enjoy it. Let's go out here and make some money, guys. Happy gambling grinders. Make a wish. Out.